So Jackson State in the previous years were the stepping stone, the team that you schedule on your homecoming, beating them down, disrespecting these historic HBCUs. But that has changed with the influx of talent that's coming in, with great coaching coming in, with marketing and a belief in culture in what this new trend is forming into. I'm here to tell you that do not be surprised if the Swac becomes the best conference. I said it, the best conference in all of FCS. I truly believe. What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Peace and blessings. When you come in, make sure to like the video, share the video, tell a friend or even a foe or a hater you may know that this video is on and ready. Now the Swac. There's a lot of talented teams. Not only Jackson State, Famu, Gramblin, and Prairie View A&M, Alabama A&M, Alcorn. But there's other teams that are forming their rosters well. Southern will be improved. Bethune-Cookman, I believe, will be a lot better than what they were last season. But this is how the Swac can make some noise. Number one, what the Swac has to do is anybody in the Swac that's playing against teams in the FCS that are in better conferences, you have to win those games to show that you're deserving of a playoff spot if that so-called team does not win the Swac championship game. I have a goal for the Swac. I want the 4 teams that did not win the Swac, the top 5 teams, the 4 out of the top 5, that is, that does not win the Swac. I want 4 of those teams to make the FCS playoffs. So the winner of the Swac, of course, goes to the Celebration Bowl. That's a given. But I want to see 4 other teams in the Swac to go in the FCS playoffs. It'll be a great look and show that the Swac has that real deal talent. Is it going to be easy? Is this going to happen? I can't for sure say it. But there's a lot of potential. It all starts with a mindset. As fans of each team, we cannot have a crab in the barrel mentality. Yes, it's okay to root for your school to beat a rival team or a team that you're rooting against for years. We all understand that. But right now, this is a time to not only level the playing field, but exceed that playing field, take it another step higher, reach levels that is unimaginable. That dream can become a reality if they play this right. I'm looking at all the recruiting classes, and not just Jackson State. Look at Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M, they have to be up there, especially in the FCS, as one of the top, or probably the top transfers coming in. Like if there was a transfer ranking for the FCS, Alabama A&M's up there. They've added speed. They've added help on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to need it. They added a quarterback. Now, that quarterback competition is going to be very interesting. They got that transfer quarterback from Miami. But for some reason, I believe Quincy Casey will win it. I'll be surprised if Quincy Casey does not win the starting job. He has a full grasp of the offense. He knows what Coach Manor likes with his quarterbacks. I just think he will have the leg up. Now, if he doesn't win, that means the transfer quarterback that they got now must be turning heads. But there's going to be a lot of excitement next season. Jackson State, even though Shines were laughing at their loss to South Carolina State, what they're missing is JSU is not only reloading, they are upgrading. See, there's a difference between reload and upgrading. When you reload, you bring in the same type of talent. But in my honest opinion, Jackson State and their roster will be a whole lot better than last season. It's not even close. But at that same time, the Swac has improved a lot. Look at Gramblin State. Got a 4-star quarterback from UCLA. Added a lot of talented high school players. I like the fact that Hugh Jackson is not just settling for transfer portal players. Like, if you look at Gramblin State, yeah, they'll go into the transfer portal. But Coach Jackson is not going to fill his team up with transfer portal players who are not impact players. Just look at his recruiting. When Gramblin gets a transfer portal commit, it's usually a player who is like an instant starter, high impact player, just like, again, the quarterback from UCLA. Can run it, but he's really a thrower. So those are dangerous quarterbacks that enter the SWAC. A lot of quarterbacks you see in the SWAC besides Shadir and Akil Glass, they like to run a lot and don't like to trust their arm. This quarterback that just committed to Gramblin State, yeah, he could run, but don't let that fool you. He's looking to throw more yards. He's looking to pull the trigger and to get the big play. He's a big play quarterback. And the reason why he transferred from UCLA is due to, they have a stacked quarterback room, and it happens. But I like what Q Jackson's doing. A lot of size added to the interior, the offensive line. They've meeting Gramblin State. They've added some defensive tackles as well to beef up the middle. And Gramblin has always had a great defense. That wasn't their problem. Their problem was offense. So Gramblin fans, if you're listening, Hugh Jackson's going to take care of that. He's treating recruiting, meaning Hugh Jackson, treating recruiting like NFL. Characteristics, traits, to attack the weaknesses of opposing teams. Look at the size of their receivers they recruited, 6'4" and up. So if they play a team like Jackson State and they seen what South Carolina did with tall wide receivers, they're trying to emulate that. And that's smart on them. FAMU has their own brand. They have speed. They have good transfers. They have good high school players recruiting all of Florida. So they're very balanced. And I've always respected FAMU because when Jackson State was doing their thing and getting the notoriety, FAMU was just sitting in the cut building. And you have to respect that. Now, Rashawn McKay, you got to have a better quarterback than that, FAMU. But they did solve that with the Vanderbilt transfer quarterback. I think he's better, and he will manage the game right, but he has more quarterback talent. So be on the lookout for that. Mississippi Valley State will be improved. I think the quarterback play will be better. They're a physical team. They never give up. And Coach Dansby is one of the most underrated coaches in the FCS. Does more with less than anybody else. Recruited well, especially in the JUCO side of the recruiting spectrum. And shout out to Mississippi Valley State. Do not sleep on that team. Prairie A&M, I don't know where they're going to go. I know they got athletes. They're on my wait and see. Southern, they got Coach Dooley, got athletes. But I still want to see what the final product will look like. Texas Southern University. This will be the wild card team. They got Andrew Body, a good running game with Owens. And they have tall, athletic receivers. This offense is very explosive, and do not be surprised if Texas Southern comes out like gangbusters and starts dumping on teams. They're going to put up a lot of points. If you don't outscore Texas Southern next season, good luck beating them. And shout out to Andrew Body, who is going to take his game to another level. He's a truth. Arkansas Pine Bluff. This might be the worst team in the SWAC. There's nothing against Pine Bluff fans. If they prove me wrong, I'll be the first to give Arkansas Pine Bluff their credit. But I don't know what they're doing. They want to rely on all high school, and I give them credit and respect that. But you got to mix it up. You can't just do all high school. Now, if I was a coach, I'm doing more high school than transfer portal. Y'all know my stance on that, not dependent on the transfer portal. But unless you getting top high school players, and they don't have to be 4 or 5 stars. If Arkansas Pine Bluff was getting nothing but 2 and 3 stars, high school players, and no transfers, I don't think anybody would criticize them. But I'm interested to see how they develop. But I'm gonna do a wait and see approach. Alcorn, as long as they got Coach Fred McNair, they're gonna be right in the thick of things. Never count out Fred McNair. I don't know what he does with this team to make them so, like, they fight so hard for Coach Fred McNair. They never give up. Like the Jackson State game, that game was closer than what that score indicated. They're going to keep swinging. Felix Harper is not there anymore. But I think with the RPO system that they run, they'll find a quarterback that can run that system well. They'll use the running game more. Expect that. They got good backs. Nico Duffy is explosive. You heard it first. Do not count out Fred McNair. Because when you start doubting him, then he's going to steal some wins, and you'll look up and say, wait a minute, they're right in the thick of things. That's Alcorn State. Alabama State. Now, I don't know what they're going to be, but I like some of the moves. I know they got that 3-star running back that previously committed to Ole Miss, and that's a good win. I want it to work out for them. They have the facilities. They have the alumni. They have the potential to have this booming with them. I just got to see it first from them. I got to see it first. With this head coach who was I believe, an insurance salesman. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he don't really have that experience. Now, before you say Coach Prime didn't have that experience, Coach Prime been coaching for years. He just didn't coach college. That's the difference. But they're going to be on that wait and see list. And Bethune-Cookman, like I mentioned earlier today, will have a better record. Do I think they're going to be tops of the SWAC? I don't know yet. I'll say this. This is a disclaimer for Bethune. Watch their second recruiting class, the second signing day, which is in early February. We got to see who they sign first, what type of transfers they get as well, to really judge what type of team they have. Bethune-Cookman had the best 2-loss team I've ever seen in years. I've never seen a 2-loss team as talented as Bethune. A lot of the games are close. A lot of the games were just bad luck. Something bad would happen to Bethune-Cookman. Like they'll get a good drive, and then there was a random turnover. I saw one game where the punt was blocked at the last minute, and I think it was the Gramblin game. And it changed the whole trajectory of that game. So what it tells you is Bethune needs to learn how to win close games. If they can get over the mental hurdle of losing close games, they'll be just fine. But like I said, the formula is get 4 teams in the SWAC in the playoffs. 4 teams. If they could do that, better yet, not even just the playoffs. Because really, the FCS needs the SWAC more than the SWAC need the FCS. Let's keep it a buck. Let's not sugarcoat this shit. They need, meaning the FCS, they need the SWAC more than the SWAC needs them, because the SWAC produces money. That community money is powerful. The black dollar is so powerful. And it's right here within our community. And it gets no better than that. So I know I said playoffs, but I think that if we could get 4 to 5 SWAC teams ranked in the FCS, that would be really good. Now, most may say it's a dream, but I think it's possible if these teams executed well. This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Like this video, share this video, and I'm out. Peace and blessings.